Now on CoastTV News.
Funding running out, this pallet village that houses the homeless in Georgetown having to make cuts. Worldwide tech outage, how one big mistake impacted everything from airlines to Ocean City fire systems. Battle of the Blooms, the Lewis city is competing against challenges around the world, the global flower supremacy fight. And careful where you throw that, the Dewey Beach area considering an ordinance to give lifeguards a little more authority.
And the sunshine this weekend will be a bit limited, and that's not necessarily a bad thing because by the time we get to Wednesday, we're back to talking about this kind of stuff on Wednesday.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Struggling with funding in the fight to help those struggling in life. Good evening, I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our news at 11. We begin tonight with the fight for funding in a group just trying to help everybody in need. New at 11, the Pallet Village in Georgetown, the one that provides housing for the homeless, it's facing financial problems. Now, we've run a number of stories on the Springboard Pallet Village in the past. This one shows how hard it really is sometimes to find ways to make a difference. Organizers say private funding for this project is being stretched thin, and the village is having to make adjustments to save money. That means fewer staff members. It means volunteers stepping up to help with maintenance. The shelter's executive director says they want to impress upon the state how important funding for them is.
The state is starting to understand how important that is, but innovation is not it takes time for people to absorb all the ramifications. So we're in the midst of that.
Malone says the village will not close down. He says all forms of support and donations are welcome for the Pallet Village in Georgetown. We have another update on the tragic car accident that killed two Cape Henlopen boys earlier this week. Thursday, we learned that Ryan Andrews was one of the victims, his mother confirming that. You can see Ryan's face coming up here in just a moment. And you can also verify that on your screen now is Elijah Gabor. He's the other young man. Both of these kids were part of the lacrosse team at Cape Henlopen. Photographer Dave Frederick was at the school for a field hockey shoot when the news was broken to a group of athletes there. Both of the boys were members again of that team, of the lacrosse team. And right now the Cape Lacrosse Facebook page has an image of two hearts with their two numbers. For context, the deadly accident happened in the 1600 block of Gills Neck Road just before midnight on Monday. We have more details, many more details about the crash on our website, coasttv.com. And in a touching show of solidarity with the athletic community here in the state, the University of Delaware Athletic Department issuing a statement. It reads, quote, "We are saddened to hear of the passing of Elijah and Ryan. As high school student athletes, this tragedy affects many throughout the state. Our deepest sympathies go out to their families, teammates, and the Cape Henlopen High School community during this difficult time. Now more than ever, it is important for us to come together and support the 302 community." Let's go ahead and take a live look outside into the Ocean City area. Our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams joining us now. Paul, what sort of weekend weather can we expect?
Best kind of weekend weather. Not too hot, not too rainy, somewhere in between and a little bit on the cloudy side. But we can deal with cloud cover, being that we don't have to deal with 100 plus heat indexes, but we'll hold off to that till next week. So our Bay Health camera in Milford, we're at 72 cool and comfortable degrees, and we're going to drop to 69 degrees with partly cloudy skies by 2 o'clock in the morning, as well as 3 o'clock. Here's the latest look at our radar. And listen, it's being cooperative all over. We're looking at high pressure prevailing for right now, keeping the skies clear for us. And so throughout the Delmarva Peninsula, with that high pressure system, it's drifting off towards the east a little bit more. And we're starting to see a little bit of rain, get a little bit of positioning over to our west. Not headed towards us, but headed to the north towards Hagerstown. So it's not an immediate concern, but we will have a little rain in the forecast, Charlie, and we'll elaborate on that in a few moments. So then, back to you.
Thank you, Paul. Cybersecurity experts say it could be the largest IT outage in history as folks around the globe are grappling to recover from the tech problem that caused disruptions to airlines, banks, hospitals, and 911 services Friday. The outages stemming partly from a Microsoft Windows operating system software update that was issued by cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike. Cheryl Hubbard has the latest.
Global pandemonium.
It's just ridiculous, actually. It's unbelievable.
As passengers around the globe found themselves stranded Friday, as more than 4,200 flights around the world were canceled and nearly 40,000 flights delayed.
My 85-year-old grandmother is sleeping on the floor. I've never seen her do that in my life.
Airlines and airports weren't the only ones to see an impact. Banks, hospitals, 911 systems, package delivery companies, amongst others, were also affected. The U.S.-based cybersecurity company at the center of Friday's global technology meltdown promised, quote, full transparency while they work toward restoration.
The system was sent an update, and that update had a software bug in it. We know what the issue is. We're resolving and have resolved the issue now. It's recovering systems that are out there.
The mayor of Portland, Oregon, issued an emergency declaration due to the tech outage, saying city services that rely on Microsoft operating systems are impacted by the problem, including emergency communications. Emergency communication services went down in multiple U.S. states. Hospitals across the country have canceled or delayed surgeries. Banks in the UK, South Africa, New Zealand, and Australia impacted. Restoring service for all could take hours or even days.
We are working with each and every customer to make sure that we can bring them back online.
I'm Cheryl Hubbard reporting.
The outage had local impacts as well, some scarier than others. The Maryland Fire Marshal's office releasing a statement about some Ocean City buildings, saying that some of the fire alarm systems may be, quote, experiencing issues with the system's telecommunications interface. The good news is that according to the Fire Marshal's office, this didn't affect fire alarms or detectors. It did, however, affect what call notification features are working. So say if there's a fire, the proper emergency crews wouldn't be automatically notified, and that can slow response time. With all that in mind, the advice is that if you're involved in a fire, get out immediately, get yourself somewhere safe, but then your next step needs to be calling 911 to make sure they know about the emergency. Meanwhile, Bay Health was affected. In a statement to CoastTV, they said, quote, while Bay Health's internal systems were not affected, some external platforms were. The company went on to say that all locations remain open. Another local hospital, BB Healthcare, experienced some issues as well. They told us that their third-party applications had outages and their IT department was closely monitoring the situation. All patients still being safely cared for today. CoastTV reached out to 12 local banks, and the only issue reported was the Chase Bank in Rehoboth Beach, where they had, quote, intermittent problems throughout the day. They were still able to operate during normal business hours. In presidential politics tonight, members of President Biden's own family are talking about his possible exit plan from the race. NBC News is reporting that two people familiar with the discussion says the family is discussing how he would want to drop out in his own timing and with a carefully calculated plan in place. They say the talks also include concerns about the impact of the campaign on his health, his family, and the stability of the country. This new development comes in spite of Biden repeatedly saying he would not drop out of the race. Last week, Lewis and Bloom underwent renovations to repair willow fencing, and it's good timing because this week they're competing in the Communities in Bloom International Challenge. Two expert judges, one from Belgium, one from Hungary, in the first town to assess not just the floral displays, but volunteer efforts relating to the community. Shockingly, though, it was something other than the beautiful gardens in Lewis that caught the judge's attention.
I think that living in such a town can be the gift of your life, really, because it's really wonderful, and I'm amazed by the enthusiasm of all those volunteers who work here for the improvement of quality of life.
Lewis and Bloom is expected to know the results of the challenge by the end of September. It's at an awards ceremony in Canada. Moving from Dewey Beach parking, or to Dewey Beach parking, throwing a football around on the sand. It's a lot of fun, tossing that pigskin, but it can be dangerous if it's a crowded beach. According to current Dewey Beach Town Code, activities like throwing a football, a frisbee, maybe bopping around a paddleball, well, those are regulated between the hours of 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. on weekends and holidays. But when it's busy, the Beach Patrol actually regulates the activities 7 days a week. That's why today, commissioners debated updating the ordinance, effectively putting in writing the authority to regulate flying objects 7 days a week. One beachgoer told Coast TV, "It's sad there even needs to be written rules for this kind of thing."
Yeah, just use some common sense, stay away from other people who are relaxing, and you'll be all right. Like, there's currently people behind us throwing ball right now that are away from people, and they're fine, so that's just the way to do it.
The Beach Patrol says it doesn't want to stop anybody from playing sports on the beach. It just wants to make sure everybody's safe. This brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know, should lifeguards have the authority to ban certain beach activities? Let's take a look at the results. And here's what we've got. So far, this has really been the way it's looked almost all night long. 79% of folks saying, yeah, they should have that authority. Only 21% of people disagree. However, if you haven't voted, if you want to vote, you still can do that at coasttvnews.com or use the Coast TV mobile app. The Ocean City Museum is weeks away from making their grand opening. What was once a bank in Ocean City is now being turned into a museum. So what can you expect to see inside? Well, on the first floor down the left side is going to be history of Ocean City. Then on the right side, there's going to be an exhibit on restaurants and hotels that have played a key role in the area's coastal life. And there's even more if you head up the stairs to the research library, although there's a lot that you need to know about that part.
We wanted to have a space where we could have larger programs, we could accommodate more people, and this space allowed us to do just that.
The museum plans on opening in late August with renderings of future exhibits coming to the museum. We have more to get into this evening. Still to come, the state of Maryland bringing a civil lawsuit in a sex for rent scam.
From animals to architecture, there's something for everyone this weekend. I'm Madeline Overturf, and I'll have your cool things to do.
Here's a look at your Bay forecast in Cambridge, 84 on Saturday and on Monday, but 87 degrees on Sunday. And then we're looking for a chance of scattered sprinkles and light showers for us in Crisfield and possibly coming back again on Monday. Your full forecast in just 60 seconds.
Got a plumbing problem that can't wait? Then why would you? At FH Fur, we know how frustrating it is to be stuck waiting for help, which is why we offer same-day service guaranteed. Whether it's a leaky faucet, a clogged drain, a broken pipe, you name it, the expert plumbers at FH Fur are standing by and ready to get you out of hot water, or maybe into some hot water if that's your issue. Same-day service guaranteed, regardless of your plumbing predicament.
877-CALL-FUR, FHFur.com.
When you're close to the land and the sea, you can taste the goodness. The historic Lewis Farmers Market brings farms closer to tables. Meet the growers, talk to the people that milk the cows, and pick the perfect peaches. Organically grown fruits and vegetables, sustainable meats and eggs, A2 dairy products, artisan breads, and fresh local seafood.
The historic Lewis Farmers Market is in the park every Saturday from 8 to noon and at Crooked Hammock Brewery every Wednesday from 8 to 11:30 a.m.
This weekend, we should be able to get in all of our outdoor activities without any extreme situations from Mother Nature. So it's going to be a really tolerable and manageable kind of a forecast, even though it's going to be a little bit on the cloudy side Saturday. Okay, so Bay Health Camera and Milford right now talking about 72 degrees right now. We'll dip to 69 by 3 o'clock in the morning with partly cloudy skies. We're pretty much clear right now, and you can see that right here on live radar. Satellite and radar imagery, totally clear. We had a couple of sprinkles down towards Exmoor and Bird's Nest. Even that's vacated the premises very quickly. Now, there's a little touch of rain that's moving its way over to our west, but it's really more headed towards the Harrisburg area, not an immediate threat for us. Today, we got a chance to warm to about 84 degrees, not only in Georgetown, but also in Easton, Cambridge, as well as Salisbury. Now, when you kind of compare how things have been going, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we were well above the norm. But then we started getting closer to the norm on Thursday, just about hit it dead center. Then we fell below the norm on Friday. Now that was a genuine treat. And that's why we're enjoying the 70s that we are right now. And it's actually 68 degrees in Milton and in Redden and Ocean Pines right now. Air quality is getting a little bit better, although we still are at the yellow zone for us in central portions of the state. Down here in our neck of the woods specifically, we're still in the green. So we're good here in Sussex County. But if you headed north, it could be a little bit of a problem, but not by much. We're not in the orange level there yet. That's when we start issuing out warnings and all that kind of stuff. We're not there. So for Saturday, it's going to be cloudy. So it's going to be sort of a gray looking day, overcast and all that. But in the same vein, we're going to be in the lower 80s, and then we'll slip to the 70s by 7 o'clock in the evening. Taking a look at Saturday morning, we start off 73 in Georgetown, 75 Dewey Beach, scattered cloud cover for Saturday morning. Saturday afternoon, we're a bit cloudy, but we're only going to warm to 85 degrees. Sunday, we'll have some early morning rain, 3 o'clock in the morning, some scattered showers. Then by 8 o'clock in the morning, it's out of the way. So I count it, but I don't count it. Okay, and then we'll stand pretty clear for us going into Sunday and Monday. Now, feels like 91 on Sunday afternoon, feels like 97 on Monday and Tuesday, and then we're going to go back to the 103s by Wednesday. So enjoy the cool weather while you have access to it. Finally, here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling extended forecast. Saturday and Sunday, man, those are just some great days to get outside. So you know what? Get outside, because next week, not all that comfortable. Thunderstorms, muggy, and even though temperatures will be in the 80s on Wednesday, it's still going to feel like 103.
I think I'll take that advice, Paul. We're already halfway through July, which is incredibly hard to believe, but there's still a lot you can fill your calendar with. Coast TV's Madeline Overturf has this weekend's cool things to do.
Whether your weekend includes beach plans or maybe a little time in the country, there is something for everyone this weekend. Search for dolphins with the Mare Institute. The organization's annual dolphin count is July 20th. That's where you record dolphins at an assigned spot to help environmentalists study the local dolphin population. The Delaware State Fair is back. Head up to Harrington for a carnival, competitions, and concerts. The fun continues through the 27th. Pride Month may be June, but the celebration continues in the nation's summer capital. Sussex Pride is hosting Rehoboth Beach Pride through the weekend at the Convention Center. There are workshops, vendors, and multiple dances. Get ready to see some of the coolest houses on the coast. The 32nd annual Beach and Bay Cottage Tour is back in the Bethany-Fenwick area. Buy a virtual ticket to tour 10 homes from the comfort of your computer, or go see 6 in person, and all benefits the South Coastal Library. Don't worry, we have so much more to tell you about. Did you subscribe yet to our Feel Good Friday newsletter? Because we always have events there. If not, just head right on over now to our website, coasttv.com.
Here at North Bay Marina, we know that boaters have the most fun.
Welcome to Beach Barrels. No matter where you're from, everyone is a local. Fun times and good vibes await with a wide variety of craft brews, plus our award-winning Primo Hoagies made fresh daily. Dance the night away at the best live music venue in Ocean City. And there's never a bad seat to catch your favorite sports team. Dine in or relax on our outside deck with comfortable seating and beautiful palm trees for a cozy, tropical atmosphere. Beach Barrels open 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. at 132nd and Coastal Highway.
This is the GMC Sierra, powered by the TurboMax engine, with the confidence of 430 pound-feet of best-in-class standard torque. GMC Sierra, it's the truck. Get 1.9% APR on select 2024 Sierra 1500 models, or get $4,000 purchase cash on this Sierra. We are professional grade GMC.
It's the Chevy Summer Sales Drive at IG Burton Lewis Auto Mall. Right now, take home a new Silverado with up to $10,000 off, or get 1.9% financing with no payments for 90 days. Plus, discover huge savings and great lease payments across our entire lineup, like $399 a month on the all-new Blazer, or $299 a month on the Equinox, or buy with 0.9% financing and no payments for 90 days. Details at lewisautomall.com or stop by on Coastal Highway in Lewis. Nobody beats a Burton deal. Nobody.
This is Coast TV News at 11.
On July 17th, Cambridge police responded to an assault on the 400 block of Muir Street. 2 victims reported being attacked by 3 men, one armed with a gun, another with a shovel. The suspects fled in a black Ford Explorer. Officers identified and arrested 36-year-old Devontae Luis Rodriguez of Cambridge, charging him with multiple counts of assault and animal cruelty. Contact the Cambridge police if you have any information on the matter. You might find the details of this next story a little scuzzy. The Eastern Shore landlord and his company is accused of a sex for rent scheme. The Maryland Attorney General's office filing a civil lawsuit today against Eric Sessoms and the Mount Vernon Group. The suit claims that Sessoms sexually harassed and retaliated against women. Sessoms serves as a landlord for properties in Wicomico, Worcester, and Somerset counties. On at least one occasion, the AG's office alleges Sessoms offered a tenant reduced rent if she would have sex with him. When the woman declined, the AG's office says Sessoms illegally evicted her.
Our investigation found that Sessoms rented a home to an unhoused woman. Knowing that she was having difficulty paying her rent, Sessoms told her that he would reduce her rent if she had sex with him. His request for sex in exchange for rent exploited her economic vulnerability and her need for housing.
The Attorney General's office says it's required to give 7 days notice to offend a defendant before filing this kind of lawsuit. Let's lighten things up here a little with some entertainment news. The Sundance Film Festival has decided on at least the finalist cities to host the 2027 event. Atlanta, Cincinnati, Boulder, Louisville, and Santa Fe made the short list. That's in addition to the current host city of Park City, Utah, which teams up with Salt Lake City. The Sundance Institute is considering several factors, including infrastructure, event capabilities of each city, as well as culture and diversity. The famed film festival will remain in Park City and Salt Lake City in 2025 and 2026. Selection committee members are planning trips to each of the finalist cities in the coming weeks. We previously have reported on Amazon Prime Day. This year, the company hit record numbers. Between July 16th and 17th, shoppers spent $14.2 billion during that online sale event. According to the Adobe Analytics team, that's 11% of a boost from last year. Back to school supplies, TVs, electronics, and small kitchen appliances, those were the top sellers. Amazon says this has been its biggest Prime Day shopping event ever, with more items sold than any previous Prime Day. Coming up in sports on this historic night at Purdue Stadium, the Shorebirds and Down East Wood Ducks both hitting long balls, but our DSN crew will show you who tallied more runs. And next, second Olympics, first Olympic experience. After COVID concerns last go round, that's how some Olympians that competed in Tokyo feel about the upcoming games in Paris.
Well, and if you've got your golf game up to bat, so to speak, for this coming weekend, not a bad weekend to do it. Listen, I think it's going to be good to almost excellent. It's going to be a bit cloudy, but the high only 84 degrees, so at least you won't melt before you get to the back nine.
Take your favorite radio station with you wherever you go. Download free today.
It starts with our oldest family tradition, artisan bread, topped with the finest hand-sliced meats and cheeses. Add in the freshest locally grown produce, but don't forget the In our house, it's not just a hoagie, it's a primo.
At the Delmarva Design Center, appliances, cabinetry, countertops, tile, and flooring come together in one showroom. We have specialists in each division, such as myself in appliances, to ensure that you not only get the best product for your needs, but that your selection fits seamlessly with every element of your remodel.
It's always fun bringing clients into Delmarva Design Center. No matter how much they want to spend, there's always an option for people to pick something that they like.
Delmarva Design Center. Great design starts with great inspiration. Selbyville, Delaware.
Get ready for the adventure of a lifetime with summer savings at Gateway Subaru. Right now, save up to $3,300 on a new 2024 Subaru Outback. Plus, take advantage of great financing rates as low as 0% for 48 months. At Gateway Subaru, we're committed to higher standards, ensuring every journey starts with trust and excellence. Stop by and discover the thrill of the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester. Designed for the bold, ready for any adventure. Gateway Subaru, just minutes from the beaches in the heart of Delmarva. Higher standards.
Mr. Meyer was an awesome teacher.
I taught middle school math in Wilmington.
He goes out of his way. You could just see he really cared.
My students faced the most serious challenges in our community. They needed so much more than algebra.
When he became county executive, he worked to improve all of our schools.
We got teachers funding to innovate in their classrooms, started 1,000 Kids Coding to help low-income students get high-income skills.
Matt Meyer is someone who, when he says he's going to do something, he does the work. Democrat Matt Meyer for governor.
It starts with our oldest family tradition, artisan bread topped with the finest hand-sliced meats and cheeses. Add in the freshest locally grown produce, but don't forget the In our house, it's not just a hoagie, it's a primo.
The opening ceremony of the Paris Olympic Games is a week away, and after a couple of pandemic-impaired games, this one hopes to give athletes a true Olympic experience. Mark Barger has details.
And Kendall Ellis is surging! Victory at the U.S. trials has 400-meter runner Kendall Ellis headed to her second Olympics, although Paris may feel like her first after competing in Tokyo 3 years ago.
There were no fans, my parents weren't there, my friends weren't there, and it's a totally different experience.
Because of COVID. The pandemic created a sterile setting, especially compared to what Lily King experienced in Rio.
I think everyone that was in Tokyo that wasn't a rookie in Tokyo will acknowledge that it was weird.
And flat out frustrating for Drew Kibler. He was among more than 400 rookie U.S. Olympians in Tokyo.
It was just kind of a constant, like, oh my gosh, like, how are we going to be perfect and not have anybody test positive? So I'm looking forward to just enjoying not having that stress.
And everything that stress entailed for athletes like silver medalist Chris Nilsson.
I won't have to spit in a tube every morning and every night. I won't have to go with a shot in my arm.
She is pulling away from the rest of the pack. Nevin Harrison overcame it all in Tokyo to win a gold in canoeing, and she hopes to do it again, this time in front of fans.
I'm so excited not just to have the experience with fans in general, but also to have the people I love be right there in the crowd is going to be really, really special.
And very different from 3 years ago.
It's Paris. Everybody wants to go to Paris. I'm going to Paris.
The wait is almost over. Mark Barger, NBC News.
Olympians didn't get to leave the athletes' village much in Tokyo except to compete, and they had to return to their home countries shortly after they were finished competing. And as we've been saying, we are just a week away from the 2024 Paris Olympics. The best athletes from around the world will gather in one big stage. You can catch all the action right here on CoastTV. That starts Friday, July 26th. A pivotal division series got underway tonight. The Shorebirds looking to pick up a win over the Down East Ducks. The Delmarva Sports Network, Michelle Roberts, takes us to the ballpark.
The Delmarva Shorebirds knocked off the Down East Ducks tonight here at Purdue Stadium in Game 1 of the 3-game series. Let's get to the highlights.
Go Shorebirds!
Bottom 4, Wood Ducks up 1-0, and Leandro Arias with the sacrifice fly to left field, and Aaron Estrada scores to tie the game at 1. Top 5, 1 on for Down East, and Arturo Diesla sails it over the center field fence for the 2-run bomb. Wood Ducks take the 3-1 lead. Bottom 5, Shorebirds respond right away. Anudis Mordon going yard himself to left center field. The fans love it, and the Birds trail by 1. 1. Bottom 7, Birds keep it going at the plate. Jake Cunningham with a line drive to center field. The single knocks in the tying run. Then Michael Hernandez follows that up with another single to put Delmarva ahead 4-3. And how about some more runs to add on to that? Braylon Tavera doubles to right field to put the Birds up 5-3. And that's your final score as the Shorebirds get out of a bases-loaded situation in the top of the 9th. Delmarva with a come-from-behind division win in Game 1. The Delmarva Shorebirds are back in action versus the Down East Ducks tomorrow night at Purdue Stadium. Watch it live on DSN starting at 7 o'clock. Reporting from Salisbury, Maryland for the Delmarva Sports Network, I'm Michelle Roberts.
And just to reiterate what Michelle said there, remember the Shorebirds and Wood Ducks will do it again tomorrow. And again, DSN will be covering the game. That starts at 7 p.m. We'll be right back.
The UV Index Weather Report is sponsored by Ocean City Tourism, somewhere to smile about.
When choosing windows and doors for your home, at Pella, it's your choice. We manufacture maintenance-free vinyl, fiberglass, and wood-clad windows and patio doors, all with lifetime warranties. High performance, energy efficient, and loaded with options to help make your house your home. Industry-first features and benefits make living easier and increase your home's value. Visit our Experience Center or call us today to schedule your free in-home consultation where we bring the showroom to you.
This is the GMC Sierra, powered by the TurboMax engine, with the confidence of 430 pound-feet of best-in-class standard torque. GMC Sierra, it's the truck. Get 1.9% APR on select 2024 Sierra 1500 models. Or get $4,000 purchase cash on this Sierra. We are professional grade GMC.
Ho, ho, ho! It's that time of year again to come celebrate Christmas in July at Jolly Roger Amusement Parks. Wednesday, July 24th and Thursday, July 25th at 30th Street and at the pier on the boardwalk. Donate an unwrapped toy or make a $20 donation to the Marines Toys for Tots campaign and receive a 20% discount on all passes. We will have free Christmas performances by Circus Smile, Lollipop the Clown, Dastardly Dave the Pirate, and of course appearances by yours truly. Don't miss out on all the fun at Jolly Roger Amusement Parks.
Hi, I'm Joel Wharton, Sussex County farmer. Don't wait until after harvest to plant your cover crops. Consider broadcasting or interseeding cover crops into your standing cash crop. Early establishment provides more growth potential and more soil armor over winter. It also saves time because after harvest, the cover crop is already growing and protecting the soil, cycling nutrients, and preventing erosion. To learn more about the benefits and ways to establish cover crops early, contact the Sussex Conservation District because every acre counts.
Have you visited Tyndall's Casual Furniture this season?
Come see us!
Why shop online when you can explore Delmarva's exclusive Polywood dealer in person? See the finishes, feel the fabrics, and even sit on the furniture. From polymer to aluminum, wicker and epay, bring home the perfect blend of quality and design with Tyndall's. Crafted to enhance your lifestyle. All of our furniture comes with professional assembly and take advantage of our in-house white glove delivery. Tyndall's Casual Furniture, Delmarva's outdoor furniture experts.
Our Dover camera Bay held 74 degrees with winds out of the south at 6 miles per hour. Now we're going to drop from the low 70s to the upper 60s. Now that's what we call a nice, it's not even ice cream. Our umbrella giveaway winner, by the way, is Henry Freeman of Laurel. Congratulations, Henry, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling. Now, our UV Index, which is sponsored by Ocean City, is starting to change a bit for us. We're going to go back and forth between 10 and 6 for the next couple of days in a row. But if you want to keep up with your forecast, you can simply call our weather line at 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a call away, and it's sponsored by the law offices of Baird, Mandalis, Brockstead, and Federico. Finally, here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling exclusive 10-day forecast. To be honest, the best days of this 10-day forecast is actually this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, 84, 87, below the norm. And we're going to stay below the norm for the next few days. But here's the catch. By next week, especially Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we'll be in the 80s, but it's going to go back to feeling like the 100s because we're going to have that much of an abundant amount of moisture in the atmosphere.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11. For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is up next, and we'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.